They say war changes a man. But what really changed me wasn't the sandstorms, the gunfire, or the smell of diesel clinging to my skin. It wasn't the midnight raids, the endless sun, or the death you could taste in the air. It was a single email. My name is Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes, and this is the story of how the woman I trusted most, my wife, betrayed me in the coldest way possible, and how I made sure she'd regret it forever. The life I thought I had. I'm 32, been in the Army for over a decade. Served all over, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. I've lost brothers. I've dodged IEDs. But nothing hits like betrayal from someone who swore to love you. I met Julia in Austin. She was electric, blonde, smart, charismatic. We locked eyes in a bar while I was on leave, and I swear, time froze. 10 months later, we were married. Too fast, maybe, but you learn in this life to cling to the things that make you feel human. For the first few years, she was everything. Supportive, loyal, warm. She cried when I deployed, wrote to me weekly, sent care packages with homemade cookies and pictures of our dog, Max. She made me believe we were building something real, something permanent. But forever is fragile. Something was off. During my third deployment, things started shifting. I was stationed in Kuwait, rotating into Iraq for operations. Long days, longer nights. Intel was messy, and the danger felt like it was constantly breathing down our necks. Still, I made time for Julia. Emails, calls when possible. But slowly, her replies grew colder. The packages stopped. She'd snap on calls. One time, I asked about Max, and she snapped, "Can we not talk about that damn dog?" I chalked it up to stress. Being a military spouse isn't easy. But then I noticed our joint bank account. Withdrawals, thousands at a time. A $2,000 chunk. Then $4,500, marked emergency. But there was no emergency. I asked her. She brushed it off. That's when the hairs on my neck stood up. Recon mode. Activated? You don't spend 10 years in recon and logistics without learning to spot patterns. Julia forgot I was trained to catch things that didn't make sense. I didn't accuse. I watched. We had a shared email calendar. Synced a while back. She'd forgotten. Using it, I created a duplicate email account that picked up traces from her devices. And that's where I found the cracks. Uber rides across town on workdays. Hotel bookings during lunch breaks. Random names I didn't recognize. One name stood out. Graham Porter. Receipts, messages, conversations. I read them with the kind of focus I usually reserved for enemy briefings. He won't be back for months. He doesn't suspect a thing. I moved the money. He won't notice. She was cheating, lying, draining our life dry. The email that changed everything. Then came the email. Subject, "We need to talk. I've filed for divorce. I've taken what was mine from our account. Please don't contact me." That was it. No apology, no explanation, no remorse. She figured I'd be too far, too distracted, too helpless. But I wasn't just a soldier. I was a man with a plan. She had no idea. I knew everything I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I didn't even reply. Because I already knew. I had every receipt, every message, every hotel booking and bank transfer. I wasn't just prepared. I was 10 steps ahead. She thought she was robbing me blind. What she didn't know was that I'd already begun securing our assets months ago. I locked her out of our joint account, transferred funds to a military credit union account she didn't know existed, froze every shared asset under legal scrutiny. She thought she emptied the account. I had already moved 90% of it. What she left me with was the perfect excuse to go nuclear. Legally, financially, emotionally. My counterstrike. While still deployed, I worked with a JAG officer, quietly and discreetly. Everything was documented. Every message, every receipt, every dollar stolen. Julia's mistake wasn't cheating. Her mistake was underestimating a trained reconnaissance specialist. I filed for divorce. Not just a response, but a full offensive. Infidelity? Check. Financial abuse? Check. Hidden assets? Double check. My lawyer built the case brick by brick. Graham's identity was included too. Turns out he had no idea I existed. Julia told him I was some ex she was technically still married to. When I contacted him, he panicked. The trap closes. A week later, Julia called me. I let it ring twice before answering. "Hey, babe, I've been thinking about you. When are you coming home?" I paused, took a breath. I know everything. Silence. "Graham, the hotels, the money? You think I don't read credit card statements?" She started to stutter. Tried to play dumb. "Daniel, what? It's over, Julia. You won't get a cent. In fact, I'm suing you for damages. And you know what? Graham's getting subpoenaed too." Click. I hung up. The fall.